So we all know the iPhone 17 Pro already has one of the best cameras ever put on a phone. Triple lenses, incredible color science, 48 megapixel Pro RAW. It's just overall very powerful. But if you spend some time using it, you'll realize something. The hardware is capable of a lot more. It just needs the right glass in front of it. That's where Reflex comes in, our sponsor for today's video. They have their G series lenses and filters that make your iPhone's camera even better. Because even though Apple keeps improving the sensors year after year, there's still one limitation they can't escape, and that's physics. The iPhone's camera system is compact, and while that's great for portability, there's only so much light that a small lens can capture. That's why sometimes you just quite can't get that camera look to the photos that you take, since those small lenses on the iPhone struggle with a little bit of that depth and compression to give it that natural background blur, which is what you usually get from mirrorless cameras. So if you want that next level cinematic look, that's where these lenses come in. These G-Series lenses attach directly on your iPhone 17 Pro using Reflex's G-Series magnetic case system. It basically instantly turns your phone into a modular camera rig. You don't need any adapters or bulky cages, you just twist, click, and shoot. Now, the first thing you'll notice when you pick up these lenses is that they are just so nice and well built. Each lens is made from multi-coated optical glass housed in brushed aluminum, so it feels like professional gear. It's solid, balanced, and really feels like it's just built to last forever. And they use the Remag magnetic mount, so putting filters on these lenses takes seconds, and even switching the lenses out is really quick, and it just makes it feel like you're shooting on a compact mirrorless camera rather than a phone. Now here's a full lineup of what they have, and I've been using them on the iPhone 17 Pro. There's a telephoto 2x lens, which instantly becomes your default lens here. This is the perfect lens to turn that main great camera on the iPhone into something that gives you real optical compression, as well as clean detail throughout without relying on digital zoom. The standard 1x camera on the iPhone is a little bit too zoomed out to get that actual proper kind of vibe for portraits and street photography, but with 2x you get that perfect look. And if you use the 2x on the actual iPhone, that's just digital zoom and it starts doing some AI stuff. So this is just a general great walk around lens. Then we have the wide angle 110 degrees that gives you that ultra wide perspective, but still uses that main sensor so you keep the full image quality. This was going to be the one that gives you the most drastic difference between the ultra wide lens on the iPhone and this, because the ultra wide lens on the iPhone 17 Pro is the worst lens on the phone. The quality is nowhere near up to par of the other lenses, and so this allows you to use that main lens and still get ultra wide pictures out of it. You'll get significantly better detail and quality using this. Lastly, we have the Super Telephoto 240mm. Now this has just fantastic optical zoom that feels very natural and detailed. It's great for landscapes and distant objects, and it's also really lightweight for being a telephoto. Now my favorite thing about the telephoto is the macro abilities, because Reflex sells some other attachments on here to turn this into a super close-up macro lens. There's a macro 200mm and a macro 300mm attachment that just attach on there magnetically, and you can get really nice macro shots. Really fun if you want to get close to flowers or bugs or textures. Now Reflex also makes magnetic filters that attach right directly on top of these lenses. You can even attach the filters directly onto the phone case without even using the lenses if you wanted to. And this is something that is going to drastically improve the videos or photos that you take on your iPhone. So we have the variable ND filter, which lets you control the exposure for smoother, more natural motion in video. And it's really an essential thing for shooting outdoors because it gives you that kind of more filmic and cinematic vibe, so it doesn't feel like it's taken with a phone. They also sell a CPL filter that's going to enhance color, contrast, and cut reflections on water or glass. It's going to make skin tones pop and skies look balanced. And there's also the black mist filter, which is my favorite look of the filters because it softens the highlights and adds a gentle haze for that kind of cinematic lens glow. The setup is super simple. You just snap on the Reflex G-Series case onto your 17 Pro and then screw in the lens of choice and add your filter and you're done. Now Reflex also sells the case for other devices like the S25 Ultra, but if you have an iPhone, Reflex actually has their own Pro camera app on the App Store. This is going to unlock full manual control of shutter speed, ISO, white balance, focus peaking, zebra stripes, histograms, everything you need to get fantastic shots. And you're still gonna get Pro RAW and 48 megapixel quality, but now with full creative control like a real camera. And I've been using these lenses for a few weeks now, and here's the rundown. My go-to lens here for actual photography really is that 2x telephoto lens. I liked using this with the black mist filter to kind of give it that slight haze and make the overall pictures just look kind of really cinematic, kind of vibey in a sense. Now, one of the really cool things is that when you add this 2x, if you do want to still use that digital zoom, that now becomes a 4x. So you get a lot of versatility here for your photos and videos. Now the super telephoto was fantastic, and specifically I really focused on using that with macro. It was really fun to get up close to objects, to flowers. I got really close to a bee as well, and it's cool to see all that detail. But of course you can use this normally just to get up close to a building or to anything that you want to take a picture of. You could be in a concert as well. If you're really up there and you want to get really close, try to get some of the action on stage, that's going to be great for that. Now if you're interested in doing kind of documentaries or vlogging or anything like that, where you're doing a lot of videos for YouTube or TikTok and stuff like that, that's where the wide angle really comes in. And if you pair that with that variable ND filter, you're going to get a really great vlogging camera. It's going to look a little bit more cinematic than the average person using just the iPhone by itself. And it actually gives the phone an overall nice and substantial feel that kind of feels like a camera. Each setup, of course, is going to change that vibe of your footage, and that's kind of the point. You have just unlimited options here as to how you want to customize that look so that it doesn't look just like everyone else's iPhone videos and photos. What really surprised me is just how much these lenses show off how good the sensor of the iPhone 17 Pro is. It's just those lenses on the phone that aren't big enough to really take advantage of that. That's where these reflex lenses really bridge that gap. They add that detail, that depth, and keep that color accuracy, so it just feels like you're shooting on something far more special. And by pairing this with their Pro camera app, it's not just a hardware upgrade for your phone, but it's a software upgrade as well. If you're serious about getting more out of your iPhone 17 Pro camera, or if you want to make the 17 Pro camera the main camera that you actually use to take pictures, whether that's even for professional work, then these lenses are going to elevate that to a whole new level. Make sure you check out the Reflex G series lenses and filters using the link below. And if you use code DanielR10 at checkout, you can get 10% off. And make sure to also check out Reflex's suite of apps in the iOS App Store, because they have multiple photography apps that are just going to improve the way you take pictures. My personal favorite app that they have is the Reeflex Pro camera app, and that's because it makes things so much easier than using the standard built-in app. In the main app, it's a chore to turn on the flash, to set up a timer. Here, it makes it super easy, and on top of that, you have control over everything. You can still take pictures in Pro RAW. You have a bunch of different grids and everything, so you can line up your shots, and you can even do long exposures. Big thanks to Reflex for sponsoring this video, and thanks to all you for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Goodbye.